This is overdue, but it's never too late. I've been wanting to recreate the pronunciation video that I did a while ago. But now I'm so excited, and I'm going to continue to have this excitement and passion bringing you guys something that I have observed, and even my own teachers comment on all the time about pronunciation, basically not being lazy when it comes to the pronunciation. Something that I'm looking down at papers that I wrote on already. Y'all remember these? I told myself I should write a script, but like I said, I want it to be natural. I don't want to read off of a script. But that's the only reason why I'm looking down. And then whoever sent my mother a gang of sticky notes, bless them. Because that's what I'm going to be writing on today. Maybe sticking them behind me. Not that you will see them. But there is a severe lack of attention when it comes to pronunciation in the language. Any language, any iteration, unless you grew up in the Ansarullah community, where they were actually learning Nubic and teaching the children Nubic to wake up their own tongues. For a lot of people, Arabic was their first language for the people that grew up in the community. Now, as it happens, my first language was not English when it comes to reading and writing. And I found something last shadow that eventually we're going to get into, because I'm going to do pronunciation videos, even though I'm going to do pronunciation videos for every language that was introduced by Pops, Dr. Malachi Z. York, L. And that's including Nubic. I broke this down yesterday because I wrote it down somewhere. It's Nubic, the risk script, that is what is considered Nuwapic. Nuwabic is what the hieroglyphs look like. We'll get into that. And then Nuapoye, which is what we were learning before, what was being taught prior to. And now the gates have been open for Sabaeic. With Sabaeic, I counted, there are 40 letters that are accounted for. They are not all used, but it's just good to have a knowledge of them. So when you see them, you're familiar with them, you know how to read them properly, and I will do my best. I will do my best that I know I can do to get this out to you so that you can do like me do. Something that, the reason why I'm doing this is because even when I first came into studying Sabaeic, which is the door that I came into, Sabat, they thought I already knew what was going on. And I'm like, no, I'm a newbie. I don't know anything. Because the pronunciation that I had prior to, with growing up with Arabic. So that's just a little background on me. And now this segment is called Wake Up Your Tongues. Wake Up Your Tongues is an initiative to encourage strongly, because I can only give you the thing, okay? To encourage strongly proper pronunciation, because as we have heard in an update for some people that are in the community or keep their ear to the street, I don't say that I'm in the community, but I keep my ear to the street. I keep staying in the chats. They were told to stop chanting out loud in a group because, quote, your tones are off. Their, quote, tones are off. Period. I've wondered about that because even back when I used to chant or be in the chant group, yeah, I used to chant because I participated a few times. People were just doing either what was done traditionally / religiously, what other people had been doing, and nobody corrected them. Now, when I did it, the 1-2 times that I did it, nobody corrected me, but I pronounced the words how I saw them, right? And there was even, I don't want to get into that. I'll get into that. I brought it up. People be nosy. But there was a day at the temple when they wanted to recreate like a reference. So when you go on YouTube and you type in, well, they literally call them Chants 2023. But that chanting video, which was supposed to be like a follow along, that was done professionally. I don't know. I wasn't there. This is what being told. But it was done professionally, and they had the tones right. They had the proper pronunciation, the proper timbre, the proper, everything was just proper. Now, with the language being a living language, i.e., it's going to grow and develop and change over time, from time to time, even if it don't make no sense. With these changes, people are still pronouncing things how they used to pronounce them, and they're not allowing themselves to have the agility to keep up with the updates. And I think that it's a hindrance to the other people that actually do that. And I'm not just talking about the younger people in the community, because it was a bunch of Shriners and OES people in that building that day. Yeah. It didn't go. I went. I left early because I was like, this isn't going well. So I left. I dipped, and then come to find out, they quickly dismantled after I left. They were like, oh, we're gonna do it on another day. They didn't. Barakallah. We're almost 10 minutes in, just yabbering, but it's okay. I'm learning a whole lot about content creation and whatever, so I'm gonna put like little chapters if you don't want to hear my long-windedness and the old tea about the community. I'm gonna put chapters in, but we're gonna get into the numbers at some point as well. They're not hard, and I'm not gatekeeping anything. Go, because I went and watched the videos. There are other videos of other people's pronunciations, and there's a reason for everything. There's a reason why I'm doing it with my face in the camera versus pointing it at the table and just having it's a pronunciation video. You want to see how somebody holds their mouth. You want to see what they're talking about. And even though you can't see my neck, if you just, hopefully you know where your throat is. If you just like cuff your throat at the top, at some point that's going to become relevant. So you get on my little mannerisms. I'm going to try very hard not to be a perfectionist. Very hard. So hard. I'm going to try so hard not to be a perfectionist. And we're going to do writing another day. That's when the camera is going to be pointed at some flashcards that I'm going to go out and buy. The thing that I noticed when it comes to Sabaeic is how much they, and I say they, not Pops, not he, went to try and equate, I'm gonna say equivalent, English letters, English lettering, English sounds. Like in English, why do we have a C and a K? In school, they try to tell you, oh, one is hard, one is soft. We don't need that. That's a confusion tactic. And then, like, why do we need? So when you're in the chats, and they say this, but like when you're writing a placeholder, that's when an X would come in. But just me personally, I encourage people to go find the things, type a word in the thing, in the comments. But I haven't seen a word with an X in it. I haven't seen no word with no X in it. I've seen a word with a C in it, obviously, kakasu, and anything that has to do with the different races of the extraterrestrials, as well as other things. But a lot of the times you see a k, even a ch. And then, like, I don't see a lot of ch. Not to say it doesn't exist. You just don't see a lot of it. Just like you don't see a lot of V. You don't see a lot of this alternative P. Now, I'm pretty sure it has a purpose because it's there. But I just haven't seen it a lot. Point. Our first letter is our accent letter. And it's going to look different than the one in Nuapoye. What is this? This is an accent letter, and when I say that, it just is an indication that you're going to take a normal vowel sound, not a consonant sound, and gutterize, add emphasis, do the thing with your throat. So you have ah, you're going to make this ah. You have a, you're going to make it a. You have e, you're going to make it e. You have ooh, you're going to make it ooh. You have oh, but you're going to make it oh. So this is just an indication that you're going to be adding emphasis, and it's going to be like from the back of your throat. You're going to be constricting your vocal cords when you're pronouncing that ah, a, e, o, u. It's going to be ah, a, e, o, u. And it's going to take some practice. Something that I wanted to emphasize, you're going to hear me say a lot. Keep it small, keep it simple, and practice until it becomes natural. So this is our first letter, our accent letter. Our next letter is ah. The letter you're going to see a lot. And I'm going to add my little dots. This is ah. Just regular A sound. Keep it simple. And it's not. Bring it back. Even though it's going to be rolling off. When it comes to this is not going to have two different sounds. Every sound in the language, every iteration of it, it has its own concrete sound. You're not going to have it being like a hard A or a long A or anything like that, unless we're going to get into the rules later on. But So with the AE, this, like in English, an A sound would become A. It would say its name, head ass. But if it's not saying its name, it's ah. Throw them out the window because this has one sound and it's not going to change. Pointedly, I know we're going to get into words later on, but the word shayai is not shaye. Even the word yaye. Now I think at one point it was updated to have an ah and an e. That is the only time it should be pronounced yaye. But if it is ye, ah, ye, it is yayai. Don't be confusing the people out here. Other people want to not use their minds because it's like, make it make sense. Anyway, that's my little 2 cents. Ah. Our next letter, and it's starting to bleed. I might have an auxiliary pile of bleeds. Be. Our B sound. Yeah, I'll say that. Our B sound. Be. Just a regular B. Like I said, this is strictly pronunciation. Our next letter is K, which is K. But like I said, we have another K. But this is the C equivalent sound. K. This is a C. Our next letter, and like I said, I don't see a lot of it. That does not mean that it doesn't have a use. But it's like they were trying to really have an equivalent for certain sounds in English in Sabaeic. But this letter is going to be che, and this is a CH sound. Che. CH. The next sound is de. Hopefully you don't see the bleed, but if you do, ignore it. This is de, and it's a regular D sound. De. Now, the next couple of letters are going to be our introduction into these. I think I even said it before. I'm going to unhide that video. There's nothing to be afraid of or ashamed of. Double sound letters. What does that mean? These are the combination sounds. Don't be thrown off when you see these coming. So this is DZ. Yeah, DZ before DJ. Z. You're taking the D sound and you're taking the Z sound and you're combining them. Z. D Z. D Z. Z. D Z. That's what that is. Our next letter is DJ. J. You see this in, because there's another letter that flips it. Or maybe not. Which is weird because I'm not crazy. DJ. You take the D, you take the J, and you slowly bring them together. J, J, J. Zhuzh would be a good example. Zhuzh it up. Next, we have eh. This is also something you're going to be seeing a lot of. Eh. Eh. As in egg. We have another sound. Like I said, it's not going to have different sounds like in English where you have two E's and that's E and E says its name or anything like that. No. Everything has its own sound. You're going to see words with both A and E a lot. So just make sure that you know the difference in the sounds. They are not the same. You're not going to pronounce an A like an E, and you're not going to pronounce an E like an A at any point in time. When you read the word, it's written like how it's supposed to be read. Our next letter is fe. Fe. But something just occurred to me. But this is going to be our F sound. Fe. And now we get into another double letter area. Why did I write that? I wrote G in English instead of the letter I was supposed to write. And it's mad simple. It's so simple that when you're writing it, it can kind of get lost in the way that words are formulated by drawing a line at the top and connecting them. I just draw it a little bit lower than the line. Ge. Ge. And this is just going to be a regular G sound. But this is going to be the guttural G sound. Ge. 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 Now we have GH. Re. Let's see. Does it have dots? Yeah. Well, Ge had dots. I did not see them. Ge. Or sorry. Re. So this is going to be our combination sound of both G and H. Now, I said this last shadow. When H is introduced, the H sound in a lot of languages, it's H. This is an introduction of air into whatever sound that you're making. You're gargling by adding that H. So you're gargling the G sound. Re. 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 Keep it simple, slow it down, and repeat it as many times as you need to. Re. The next one is also the introduction to hard and soft letters by way of he. Now the first letter, does it have the dots? No, it does not have dots. This is he. This is our hard H. This is gonna be the one that you don't add any emphasis to, but he, regular H sound, he. This next one is our soft H. Now, when it comes to softening, what do we mean by that? So we have our combination letters, but what about our soft letters? Our soft letters are when you're going to be introducing contact with the palate. The palate being what? The tongue. In different parts of your tongue, you're going to be using it to create the softer sounds. So with the H sound, you have he. With the soft H sound, what I've tacked it down to, what I do is kind of fold my tongue like so. So the tips in the back are coming in contact with my molars or my back teeth, if that makes sense. So you're making like a tunnel into your mouth. The front part of your tongue is gonna be open and not in contact with your teeth, but those sides are gonna curl up and come in contact with your teeth. So we have he. And I encourage you to practice this so you get it. He, and then you have he. And you can kind of even hear that my tongue is touching something in my mouth. He, he. Oh, emphasis. A hard letter doesn't have more emphasis than a soft letter. You're just treating it a little differently by introducing the palate into the conversation. So that soft H is going to look like so. And this has a dot and looks kind of like an upside down A or A. He. He. And just for reference, we have, see, we have he and we have he. So, hope that helps. I think it's so sassy when people say that on the internet. I hope this helps. Yeah, on my face. Now, this is something just to be mindful of when you see it. In Sabaeic or in Misbat-iya, the E and the she look similar. One goes in one direction, the other goes in the other direction. Of course, when you see them by themselves, it can get a little like, which one is this? But obviously, when you're reading a word, you're not gonna say Misbat-iya. You're gonna say Misbat-iya or Misbat-iya. It don't make sense. Like context, people. Okay, so this is E, which is the I sound. Well, I guess I could say that. All right. When I say that this is the I sound, I'm thinking about when you translitterize certain words, or not certain words, when you translitterize the words. So this is the I sound, E. And this is always going to be E. It's not going to be I, as in if. It's always going to be E. We have J, which is our J sound. I'm not going to fix that. When it comes to writing this, make the line as long or short as you want to. Not too short and not too long. It's not coming in contact with the bottom. But this is J. Just a regular J sound. So we have ge, respectfully, as the G sound, and then we have J as the J sound. I'm just looking over there to keep on track. Because like I said, I'm excited. I could be talking about a million things. And eventually we will get to them. So, just to stay focused. Because I'm just so happy. This is our regular ke sound. Ke. Like a regular K. Hard K. K. KH. K. The way that I explained it for my village people is, let me clear my throat. God damn. K. That's what this letter is. K. It's a guttural sound. It's a harder guttural sound than GH. So GH is re, like you're gurgling, and this is like you are coughing or clearing your throat. He. The next one is le. It's like a semicircle. Le. And that's just our regular L sound. Le. Our next letter is the one that you're going to be seeing everywhere all the time. Me. Our M sound. Me. Me. It looked like the Bluetooth symbol. Just don't get confused. Me. Ne. Our regular N sound. Ne. Ne. Just a regular N sound. My favorite, which you definitely don't see a lot. Especially when you're talking about food, you're going to see this letter. When it denotes that something is for consumption, because there was a question one day in what is the difference between the words for water. You have moya and you have mayai. That is how you pronounce it. Mayai and moya. What are the differences if they're both supposed to be water? The O and it's written differently. It's not spelled, it's written differently. But this is water for drinking. This is water that you do everything else with. Washing yourself, water that's an open body of water. Rivers, like streams. You can use it in regards to the rain, even though rain has its own word, obviously. Let me not. But this is O. It looks like an hourglass, and you're not gonna see it a lot unless you're talking about food. So, O. And shape your mouth like a O when you say O. It's not ah. It's never gonna be ah. We have an ah. Pe. Like in nuapoye. Nuapi. Nuapik. Nuapia. This is our pe. Now it looks like an O, but it got two lines in the middle. This is pe. Pe. And this is just the regular P sound. Pe. Now our next letter, I encourage people to go find words with the letters that are not used much, just so you can see that they are not used that much. Me personally, I haven't seen this letter. I know how to write it, but I have not seen it anywhere. And I kind of messed it up. Now it looks pretty. Okay, this is the other pe. Now, the thing that I thought of earlier when I was talking about fe, I think this is PH. If it's not another P, this is a PH sound. Now, don't quote me on that. And I'm also thinking back to this other pronunciation video that I saw. I cannot exactly remember how she pronounced it, but this might be PH. I'm not sure. is in the P section. So it got something to do with P. And our next letter is also a favorite. If I just said it's in the P section, what do you think is going to be? P-t. Our PT sound. Now, also, I'm just seeing the time. Like in the English word pterodactyl, the P sound can be silent and it can just be straight T. But we know what we mean when we put this down. We're talking about p-t or t. It looks like a little diamond. So when we're talking about ta, some people say pata, some people say ta. Pterodactyl. I was in a play where I was the pterodactyl, and it was talking about pronouncing the P in pterodactyl. A little haha for you. Our next letter, which kind of sparked. I think I might have said that before, but this our Q sound. So, and like I said, this is going to become relevant later on. I didn't know when. But when you hold the top of your, it's not your larynx. It could be your larynx. This tube right here, you're swallowing too. When you hold the top of it, you can feel what, like, constrict that. The top of your throat. You're constricting it to make this sound. And even, I thought it was funny a long time ago when I saw this. I'm like, it looks like you're making space. It's like, That's just how it seems to me. But this is the Q sound. So, So we have KH, that's Let me clear my throat. We have GH, which is more like gargling. And then this is more like a shortcut sound. Gulping, kind of. But you're not exaggerating the gulp. It's shortcut. That is the Q sound. Our next letter is Re. Re. And even, I was watching a video about language. And it was talking about rolling the R. Because I think that was a question I saw one day from somebody. They were like, do we always have to roll the R? Yes. Always roll the R. And actually, in a lot of other languages that are not Latin based, you would roll the R. They call it a trill. Roll your R's. Roll every R you see. Roll it as much as you want. So it's not rahubat, it's rahubat. Rahubat. And also, for some empathizing, when I was younger, I couldn't roll my R's. So if you're an adult or whatever age that you are right now and you can't roll your R's, practice. Because I think I was imitating making like tiger sounds or something. And I finally got it. I'm not going to take this one off. So, re. Our next, this is my favorite section. Our next letter, kind of messed that up. Se. Se. And this is our hard S. Hard S. Se. And I said the way that you introduce, or the way that I was able to explain softening the letters, was interacting your tongue with your teeth when you're pronouncing these letters. So with the hard sounds, try to lay it flat. Force it down if you have to. But get your tongue out the way. Se. Se. Just a regular hard S sound. The soft S is a funky letter. And I love it. This is our soft S. Se. So we have se. And then we have, I'm placing the tip of my tongue at the back of my teeth very lightly, very gently. Just so. You're not saying se. It's se. So we have se, which is a hard S. And then we have se, which is our soft S. Practice it. Get good. Or get wrecked. Se. Now, like I said, there are two letters in the Haraf-aat that look similar. Do not be fooled in context. She. It just goes the other direction. She. And this is our SH sound. Everybody should know. Everybody should know how to make an SH sound. Te. Our hard T. Te. Hard T. Nothing special about it. Know it when you see it. Hard T. Soft T. Our soft T is similar to our soft S in the way that I place my tongue and the way that the amount of pressure I apply to the back of my teeth. Very soft, not too much, and practice it as much as you can to get familiar with the differences. So we have T and we have Te. T, no contact with my tongue in the back of my teeth, and Te. Very soft, gentle contact with the back of my teeth. T, te, t, te. And from this section, because we have S, soft S, SH. We have T, soft T, TH. And it just look, well, the. Look like Baymax, but the. The. You should know how to make a TH sound like in the word the. No sticky notes, not they all stick together. This is ka, the guttural constricting of the top of your throat for the Q sound, ka. And this is th. Just so we're all on the same page and know the difference. And we are almost done. Just in case you were wondering. And this is our U sound. You see this a lot. Ooh. This is the equivalent of a double O in English. So we have food. This is ooh. This would be fud, but food. Ooh. The ooh sound, our U sound. V. Who wrote it like that? I did, obviously. But why though? The or ve. 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 This is a sound that is not so common, but ve. It's not around a lot, but the V sound. Ve. Our W sound looks similar to our P sound, but it instead has one line. We. We. And we don't have a WH sound. So if you see a WH, you pronounce it like WH. We. We. Just a plain W. No WH. We. This letter, like I said, whoever finds the letter in a word with the X, and different languages pronounce X different ways. Some say sh, some say ks, some say ch. In this language, I don't know what they say because I haven't seen it. If I have, I don't know where I saw it at. But this is the X. How to pronounce it? Your guess is as good as mine. Why? Are yeah. Yeah. Looks like a little lollipop. Yeah. Yeah. Our Y sound. So you just pronounce it like a regular Y. Yeah. And penultimately, second to last, we have Z and we have ZH. This Z is going to be pronounced just like a regular Z. It looked like a chair. Z. Z. And this is just a regular Z sound. Z. As in zebra or zipper or zoomies. And then we have ZH. ZH. Z. The H sound, the soft H sound, you can equivalent to this, or you can work on to get this sound. So like I said, I hold my tongue like this so the tips in the back are touching the back of my teeth. We have he, so we have ze. Ze. But it's not a soft Z. It's a ZH. Ze. And it looks like this. Ze. So we have ze and we have ze. Ze. So quick pop quiz. We're not gonna do words. I'm just gonna pull from my little sticky note pile. So off the top, pause the video. What is this? Che. CH. Che. What is... I'm gonna go buy flashcards. They don't even make them anymore. What is this? Oh. Oh. What is... What is this? Is it upside down? No. Sticky side. What is this? J. Our DJ sound. J. What is this? It's our accent letter. Ah. E. E. O. Or U. And you do that by constricting similarly like in qa, but you're pushing air through to make the vowel sound. So a, e, o, or u. It's our accent letter. What is this? If I could get it. J. It is J. Our J sound. What is this? Yeah, me too. So this is either another P sound, which is what I'm remembering from the video, but also from the video, it might also be PH. I have not seen this letter in any word. So if you can find the word that this is in, please share. Oh, now they're getting all mixed in. The mixing. What is this? Let me give it a minute. A hot minute. So, even when I was first starting out, I would get this letter confused with the GH. This is K. K sound. Hard K. K. The lines go different ways. So in the GH, R, it goes down. In K, it goes up. So this is K. 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 Get sloppy. What is this? It's our soft T, te. Te. And like I said, practice it until you get familiar and comfortable with it, and until it becomes muscle memory. It's not te. That is a hard T. This is te. You're introducing the tip of your tongue to the back of your teeth. At least that's what I do. Te. Not te, but te. We're going to do one more. Two more. What is this? And apparently it has dots, but I didn't put the dots. But what is this? Be. Be. This is our B sound. And then one more. It should be, I want it to be something challenging. This is challenging. We're not going to do it. I wanted it to be one thing, but now I want it to be something else. What is this? Put or t, as in ta. Pata or ta. So that is going to conclude our Sabaeic pronunciation of Haraf-aat. I hope that you did get something from this, and I will be doing the other languages closely following this one. So that's it for now. Ashuk wu wadu. Until next time.